Greetings. What's good, YouTube? American Arawaks at it. I just want to do a continuation from the last video about colony of Jamaica. It's just a catch up, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's get to it. England gained formal possession of Jamaica from Spain in 1670 through the Treaty of Madrid. Now, the Treaty of Madrid, right? That's when they exchanged hands of the colony um, possession from Spain to England, okay? Now, bear in mind, don't get it twisted. These people are the same people. You know what I mean? It's just like you have two brothers, and they have different agendas. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that, right? So when they're signing treaties to divide up our lands. You know what I'm saying? It's not for our benefits, really. I mean, there's one treaty that may benefit us, but that I'm gonna share with you guys on another bill. Could dig on that one. But these treaties was just to take the land, okay? Removing the pressing need for a constant defense against Spanish attack. This change served as an incentive to planting. For years, however, the planter-dominated Jamaica House of Assembly was in continual conflict with various governors and the Stuart Kings, right? Stuart Kings. Pay attention to Stuarts. King James is the Stuarts, right? House of Stuart. There were also contentious factions within the assembly itself. For much of 1670s and 1680s, Charles II and James II and the assembly feuded over such, you know what I'm saying? They feuded, but they're the same, you know what I'm saying? They're the same nation of people, you know what I'm saying? Feuded over such matters as the purchase of slaves from ships not run by a Royal English Trading Company. The last Stuart governor, the Duke of Albemarle, who was more interested in treasure hunting than in planting, turned the planter oligarchy out of office. After the Duke's death in 1688, the planters who had fled Jamaica to London succeeded in lobbying James II to order a return to the pre-Albemarle political arrangement, and the revolution that brought William III and Mary to the throne. In 1689, confirmed the local control of Jamaican planters belonging to the Assembly. Right? This settlement also improved the family of slaves and resulted in more protection, including military support for the planters against foreign competition. This was particularly important during the Anglo-French War in the Caribbean. Okay, there was an Anglo-French War, right? Just like you had on the mainland. This was happening in the Caribbean. No, the planters, right? The planters were our people who got, so to speak, this was during the encomienda system and the laws of the Indies. You know what I'm saying? So the encomienda system was where they had our people planting for them. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know the land, they don't know what foods grow, they don't know the soil. We know the soil. You know what I'm saying? Africans don't know the soil. And I'm saying, how are African gonna come to the Caribbean and know how to plant? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Stop playing with me, man. However, even though the Spaniards no longer threatened Jamaica, the early English settlers had to ward off attacks from the French. In 1694, Jean-Baptiste Ducasse led a force of 3 warships and 29 transport ships that landed at Port Morant in eastern Jamaica, where they burned plantation, destroyed over 50 sugar workers, kidnapped hundreds of slaves. You hear that? Kidnap? So what they did with these kidnapped slaves? and killed and tortured many white colonists. Dukas, you know what I'm getting from this. I think it was our people trying to rescue each other, and I'm saying, but that's just my opinion. And killed and tortured many white colonists. Dukas then sailed down southern coast, eventually landing in Carlisle Bay, with the object of marching to Spanish Town. However, a militia company of planters and their slaves defeated Dukas Cassie, who then destroyed Carlisle Bay and withdrew to Saint Dominique. Sugar monoculture and slave work plantation society spread across Jamaica through the 18th century. Now, this was late, okay? And as I said, they started bringing in the Chinese indentured servants and the coolies, okay? Because we weren't having it. Why do you think we had rebellions, man? Because we were fed up of being enslaved on our own land. You know what I'm saying? Working for foreigners. So we had so much rebellions that they was like, fuck it, they're gonna shut it down. You know what I'm saying? No more of this shit. It's costing them too much money. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to get some indentured servants from who's willing to come from Calcutta and from China. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's get to it. Spanish resistance continued for some years after English conquest, in some cases with the help of Jamaican Maroons, but Spain never succeeded in retaking the island. The English re-established their main coastal town at Port Royal under early English rule. Jamaica became a haven of privateers, buccaneers, and occasionally outright pirates. Christopher Minks, Edward Mansvelt, and most famously Henry Morgan. You know, you have the Henry Morgan rum, okay? In addition to being unable to retake their land, oh, their land, excuse me. I tell you, man, these people are bold. Spain was no longer able to provide their colonies in the New World with manufactured goods on a regular basis. The progressive regularity of annual Spanish fleets combined with an increasing desperation by colonists for manufactured goods allowed Port Royal to flourish in 1659. 200 houses, shops, and warehouses surrounded the fort. Merchants and privateers worked together in what is now referred to the forced trade. Merchants would sponsor trading endeavors with Spanish while sponsoring privateers to attack Spanish ships and rob Spanish coastal towns. While the merchant most certainly had the upper hand, the privateers were an integral part of the operation. So, say right here, Nala Sahidia, a lecturer at the University of Edinburgh, wrote both opponents and advocates of so-called forced trade declared the town's fortune had the dubious distinction of being founded entirely on servicing the privateers' needs and a highly lucrative trade in prized commodities. Now, you see, their lecturers tell a story. Their lecturers give the narrative. That's why you ain't getting the full story, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to it. So they had an earthquake, okay? So the ancestors sent an earthquake to sink that shit, okay? And on 7th of June, 1692, a violent earthquake struck Port Royal. Two-thirds of the town sank into the sea immediately after the main shock. According to Robert Rennie in his An History of Jamaica, 1807, the wharf sunk at once, and in space of 2 minutes, 9/10 of the city were covered in water, which was raised to such height that it entered utmost rooms of few houses, which were left standing. Now, I've been to this place myself, all right? I've been to um that area where that was sank, okay? I've been there, Port Royal, okay? So let me see. So I'm gonna skip all this. Let's see, sugar boom. Yeah, I'm gonna get to the meat and potatoes. So go to the Maroon Wars. Okay. Also, I want to show you something, okay? The first city that they created on the island was called Seville La Nuevo. That's mean new civil, right? That was where they call Saint Anne. No, that's where that's where my where I sprung from. The original name for that area, it wasn't Saint Anne, okay? Well, however, but this is where. But check this out. New Seville was the first permanent European settlement in Jamaica, the first capital of Jamaica, and the third capital established by Spain in the Americas. It was founded in 1509 by Juan de Esquivel, right? Who arrived with 80 citizens and their families. In 1815, due to health concerns arising from Sevilla La Nueva's proximity, the mangrove swamp, the settlement was moved to higher ground at a location which was only a short distance away from the first site. This settlement was known as simply as Sevilla. In 1534, the town's population was largely relocated again, this time to Spanish Town. Now, it's what I'm telling you. This was when the Spanish come. They could not handle the tropical environment. You know what I'm saying? They could not deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that how was it that they could get enslaved Africans when they themselves couldn't survive? Get what I'm saying? They themselves couldn't survive. So if they are the overlords for enslaved Africans, who's gonna monitor them if they themselves? Who's gonna monitor the slaves if they themselves couldn't survive? So I'm telling you, man, this whole slave narrative, as I'm saying, man, it was what they did was, they have our people convert to Christianity, man. And I'm saying it was a swindle. And then while doing that, they was got tricked into working and coming in the system, and it's like the 9 to 5, man. You know what I'm saying? And the ones who didn't want to be a part of that, they stayed remote. So they call them Maroons or rebellious Negroes, because those were the ones that didn't conform to that. The other ones that went to work with them, you know what I'm saying, they pacify them, or they call them black African people when they're not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, man, when you start to really look at the story from a different perspective, you're gonna see that this whole thing was all engineered. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta use common sense. If they themselves couldn't survive, how the hell you gonna have enough energy to enslave others? You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, man, it's crazy, man. So I'm gonna dig on this a little bit, all right? Runaway slaves. In 1750s, a runaway slave named Ancoma formed a community made up of escaped slaves in what is known as St. Thomas Parish, Jamaica. In 1759, Ancoma was eventually killed by a Maroon woman and another woman, both his captives. However, his community continued to thrive and probably formed the basis of the community of Jack Mansong later that century. Jack Mansong, also known as Three-Finger Jack, you know what I mean, was an escaped slave who formed a community of runaway in eastern Jamaica in the 1770s. In 1780s, the runaway community thrived in the same parish of St. Thomas in the east, where they often attacked sugar plantations and enabled other slaves to escape. They also attacked white travelers on the road. In 1781, Jack was killed by a party of Maroons. So it's always other our people killing each other, man. We're our worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because they set the Maroons up to attack the ones, you know what I'm saying? It's like they form alliances, you know what I'm saying? They take sides with the colonizer to attack the people, you know what I'm saying? The Arawaks, you know what I'm saying? Some Arawaks sided with the colonizer to take out our Arawaks, maybe because they had beefs, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta look through it, man. So this was a good bill. I'm gonna catch you on another bill, all right?